Hey everyone, Eddie here. We are back with Sephiria. I have another fun build and fun character and backstory for everyone today. It's going to be a hard mode mid-tier run here with a really cool build with a ghost and staff. It's actually an elemental blast build that I think everyone will have fun playing. So without further ado, we'll go over the preset of the build, my tips and tricks, the character I created specifically for the build, and a full run gameplay to show the build in action in hard mode tier 35. So this is dubbed the Unfriendly Ghost build. We're going to be starting off with the staff and then slowly change it up into a staff that has a buff called Barrage, which essentially allows our bolt spells, right, of our elemental classes to essentially become our normal attack. It's really fluid and fun, and with a few artifacts, it makes you feel like you're gliding while also dealing tons of elemental damage. For the costume, I am choosing Ghost. There are a few other costumes you could potentially go here, specific to perhaps one of the elementals that focus here within the bolt spells themselves. I like Ghost because especially at the beginning, we don't have to worry about consumption of MP, and the negative effect, which is minus 40% weapon damage, has no issue here in this specific build. We will start off with Fire Arrow with the Ghost character. However, I won't be utilizing it because with this specific buff in this weapon, it won't allow us to use other grimoires. So don't worry about focusing on other grimoires unless you need one to go ahead and increase your spell combos. That's the only reason I would pick them up. For the talents, I am going a full 50 talent tree run here for the hard mode tier 35. If you don't have the full 50, I would focus on either the luck or ingenuity. Luck is great because a full luck will allow you to unlock the full wishing fountain, which essentially will let you start off with all 3 bolts right from the beginning. This is great, so that way you don't have to worry about trying to find them, and you can figure out exactly which pathway early on you'd like to go. Of course, with that, you also get the plus 20 luck, increased by dice and the wishing fountain capacity, and some more health and MP, which again, MP will matter in this specific run. For ingenuity, I love because not only do we gain even more HP, we gain evasion as well, which I feel like is very good for this specific build. We also gain 2 additional inventory slots. Number of choices for weapons, item, and miracle is great. And the most important part is the tier 20 in ingenuity, where it increases universal damage boost by 7% for each active combo type. This is great just due to the fact that we will have different types of damage. So having that boost with the different combo types is going to be pretty good. For the 10 that I'm going to use for the 50, I am going into the defense and endure. The Ghost tends to be a little slow because it only starts off with the 2 dashes, but essentially buffing the defense here and also starting off with the foundation tablet allows each of your bolts to already be at its highest tier, because these are of course only 1 star. With that too, if you somehow find yourself in a very low spot, your HP will heal, so that's always a good benefit as well. For the wishing fountain, of course, I did say we are going full, so I'm starting with each bolt: ice bolt, fire bolt, and lightning bolt. And for the fruit skewer, I am going carrot adaptive bonus, Guardian 100%, Academy 100%, and Elemental 50%. Elemental is good, but it is a short combo, meaning it doesn't have as many artifacts to enlist for its full-on effects. Guardian is great, again, because we are starting off with Endure, and there is a particularly good bond artifact that bodes well in the defensive tree here for Guardian, and I'll show that here in a minute. The Academy is perhaps the one that you want to focus on the most because you want to focus on grimoire damage, and there are specific artifacts that I'll show here that you want to try to go for. So again, in Academy here, showing off my favorite artifacts, Pearl Dust is a good example of increasing grimoire damage, and it will consistently go up as long as you have those combo types. Bicorn Pipe and Mouse Mage's Pendant are perhaps the most crucial to this build. It allows your bolt magic to become homing, which means you don't have to worry about aiming, which again makes this build even more fluid than what I feel it already is. Bicorn Pipe is a great rare item where it allows each of your bolts to fire 3 additional bolts, which is great. So essentially, if you count them all together, it'll be 9 bolts of magic, and in homing, it just looks awesome. For the rest of my favorite artifacts, they are going into the Ember, Glacier, Guardian, and Magitech. There's some really good Mystic that work out here pretty well within it. And again, with the Guardian, you want to ensure this is the one you want to try to find, because you gain the following effects for every 10 defense that you get. So you're going to increase fire damage, cold damage, and lightning damage as long as you continue on buffing your defense. And when this is in the highest tier, the stats go up +3, which is really, really solid. So let's introduce the character for this build. This is Casper, a once friendly ghost who lived peacefully alongside his ghoulish friends and family. But everything changed when the Shadow Guards hired ruthless ghost hunters to capture every spirit they could find, using their souls as energy to feed the mysterious Dark One. Oh. Casper fought desperately to protect his lifelong friends, but he was no match for the hunters. One by one, they were taken until Casper was left completely alone. Filled with anger and guilt, the once gentle ghost fled to a forbidden castle he had called home long, long ago. Deep within his abandoned lair, Casper uncovered a dusty old chest containing his ancient staff, a forbidden spellbook, and dark secrets he had hidden from even his closest friends. With nothing left to lose, Casper embraces the powers he once swore never to use. Now, he will hunt down the ghost hunters, free the souls of his friends, and destroy the Dark One once and for all. Oh, it's going to be a good one. So, will Casper be successful in freeing the spirits of his friends and family and defeating the Dark One? Or will he fail and lose his soul to the dark entity? Let's find out. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. It does help me out and I greatly appreciate it. Also, please feel free to post in the comments. I do reply to all of my comments, so let me know what you think of the game, the gameplay, the build, and the lore. And of course, if you'd like to follow this in all of my content, please subscribe. We are building a great community here. Love to see you join, especially if you're enjoying the content. And a big shout out to all my current subscribers that constantly comment, like, and share my videos. Thank you all so much. I greatly appreciate you. All right, so first and foremost, we did pick up Academy, so that's great. The Crab Apple Fruit, Grimoire Haste, and more importantly, Dash Recovery Speed, because again, we do want to try to get a few dashes if possible. It will help out with the flow of this build. We do have the Fountain Tablet here from our Endure talent, which again is going to go ahead and enhance every bolt that we have, which is great. I'm not going to include the Fire Arrow. I will keep it now just so I can gain the combo effect. And again, I wouldn't try to pick up any other combos, if at all possible, for Grimoires. But if you need the combos themselves, that's the only reason. Because again, we could put this in the side pocket, but then we lose Ember. Doing this allows us to gain Ember 2 and Flame Touch effect, so that won't harm. And of course, we have the ugly, ugly Heavy Heart here, which is part of the hard mode tier 35. A lot of individuals like to see what I choose for the tiers. So for tier 35 specifically, this is what I usually go as a default standard. I feel like it's a pretty good balance. The HP store level is a little higher than normal, but I feel like for this build will be pretty good since we are ranged. All right, here we are with his ancient staff in hand. Let's see what transforms from this legendary staff. Flourish staff, of course. This is a very popular staff in Sephiria. I mean, again, we're not going to be utilizing weapon damage here, but it is pretty cool that there is a spin ability on this, and there is another tree. Unfortunately, we're not going to go for this particular run. For this, I know we will need some tablets. Nothing too heavy, of course, but I'm actually going to go experience to try to see if we could establish some of those other combo effects early on. I mean, that is a great item, but Solar Blade is not part of this build per se. We could pick it up to potentially sell it and save a reroll, but I'm going to go ahead and roll, and happy I did, because now I can go ahead and try to do something of this nature. Let's try to go ahead and get Crab Apple up. We could do something like this, and now we have a spot for a 3 if we so choose. All right, here we go. One of the best parts about this build is how fun it feels to shoot all bolt grimoires. It's just a nice fluid cycle. And now with the addition of this staff, oh, wow, it's going to feel so good. Okay, here we go. Academy, really like, and this is a great one too, again, because we are going to get that Grimoire haste. And then now Grimoire damage is also increased. So very good start here for Casper. Now, Casper does have some dark secrets from what we found out as he went into that once abandoned castle. I wonder what he could have potentially have been hiding from his past, from his ghoulish friends that now he must save. The good part about this build is once you start focusing on one specific elemental, you kind of know which direction you want to take. I mean, there is a good possibility we'll be able to get each of the combo types pretty high. And if you can focus on one, maybe two, to better balance, that's great. But again, we want to try to ensure that the Grimoire damage as a whole is very well off. I really like Stairway here, again, mainly due to the fact that we get some increased movement speed, especially at the beginning. And again, I do feel like the way that this build flows, it's very crucial to have that move speed and extra dash count. Ah, a noble knight here to join the cause. Looks like our ghost cannot communicate with this noble knight. So it looks like Casper is just going to venture forward and see if he can continue on his adventure to find the Dark One. All right, let's see. Now, the good thing about the bolts is they already have a pretty low Grimoire haste. By having them even higher just means that, especially when we do the normal attacks, we're going to be able to cast them so frequently that there won't be just one soloed out bolt spell, which is very nice. All right. This one's pretty interesting. Normally, I would not add this one, but I do like it just because if we do increase it, we can easily get plus 15% Grimoire damage. We don't need Lake per se, but again, I do like that. We could pick up the spiny shell here for the thorns to go ahead and assist, but I'm going to go ahead and go more of a glass cannon in these early stages as we progress. All right, here we go. Now, knowing because we do start off with that Fire Arrow Grimoire, we're already heavy into the Ember combo tree, right? So anything else that we find with potential of burn or fire damage could work in our favor. And you could focus just solely one if you so choose. I would recommend at least trying to get combo 2, possibly 4 of each of the elementals just to have a good flow. Ooh, speaking of... highest elemental damage and move speed. I do really like Captivating Lore here, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. See what we can come up with here. Wow. Okay, very interesting. I wonder if this is a bait. True damage on this build would actually be so good. And there is a possibility to have this at a pretty high-end tier. We can see what we could dabble into with that. Otherwise, we'll sell it. All right, and it looks like our unfriendly ghost here has detected yet another undead. Ah, the goat skeleton. This is known as the first ghost hunter that since has rivaled those shadow guards and have taken over and capturing the spirits and souls of the poor ghosts. But Casper makes quick work of this ghost hunter. Oh my, that's good. Wow, we're getting really lucky. I'll take it. Empty Hilt is a fantastic legendary. Wow, what a pickup. Okay, Academy 4, right off the bat in the first floor. So good. So now it looks like we're definitely going to need some tablets and enchants to get these higher end items that normally I wouldn't go in this run or be lucky enough to find. And now we can go ahead and venture forward with them. All right, so it looks like the Shadow Guards have cast a dark magic barrier. So it looks like they are forcing Casper to face what appears to be, yes, the Shadow Guards Lord here. Ah, the Mind Eater root. Here we go. This is it, Casper. In order to move to the next area, we must take down the Shadow Guard's Lord here, the Mind Eater root. This is it. The end of the Shadow Guard stops here. So now it looks like the Ghost Hunters is what may be left here. Wow, Thunder Armor is pretty good. The issue is, unfortunately, we can't use any other Grimoires, so Multi-Purpose Bell is actually so good here. So now that we get Mystic, so we can get a multiplier here as well. We don't need this much on one, so we'll go ahead and send that over. Unless a 2-tier, 15%, that is a little better, and 8. Yeah, we'll go ahead and switch that off and see how that turns out. This is another great one because for every artifact in the top row, we gain these effects, and we can increase our elemental damage even further. I do really like Exit here. I feel like Exit can actually be pretty good. If not, we could go Entrance to try to see if we can do something a little more with the Grimoires up top. I'm feeling Exit here. We could potentially get some really good stuff as we progress. This will require at least 3 to get to its next tier. So we'll go ahead and hang that on the side because it's not going to matter. This also needs full 3 in order for it to be max. So most beneficial right now is going to be Pearl Dust to get the Grimoire damage up, Captivating Lure to go up as well. And I guess we can go ahead and put 1 stat here into Stairway. Okay, shaking off the rust. It looks like Casper is ready to move on to the next area. And what appears to be an opening towards light. The Dark Forest, of course. And a miracle route to start at the entry. Let's see. Of course, the Elementalist Miracle is the true calling of Casper. What Elementalist could Casper have been back in his time, I wonder? We don't have enough for Golden Needle, which is a little sad because Golden Needle actually works very well with our bolts here. Now, we could sell an item. Again, we could go for the true damage here and get rid of that and just go for Golden Needle, but I think we'll still hold and see what happens. Okay, but now, the full transformation. Casper enhances his ancient staff to his one known source. The forbidden dark secrets he hid from everyone. The Spirit Staff. We can no longer directly cast Grimoires. However, it now changes to Bolt Barrage. Randomly cast your bolt magic you have. Instead of directly striking enemies with normal attacks, add normal attack damage to the fired bolt magic. Here we go. The full potential of Casper. Oh. Yes. Here it is. Oh, lucky for that Mind Eater root. Casper did not have his fully ancient, legendary staff. All right, we were lucky enough to get a luck shrine here as well. So our defense currently is at 14. I want to try to see if we can increase that even further as well. Inventory is always good. So we'll go ahead and go inventory and then potential for enchant so we can increase some of the items that we already have. Let's see. Now that we have the staff here in its full form, best objects that we can get, of course, is anything that's going to increase grimoire damage, our bolt-specific elementals, and the academy ones we were looking for. So Bicorn Pipe and the Mouse Mage's Pendant. Beautiful. Nothing here. I mean, Clear Cube is pretty good. I mean, that is true damage to go off of, but I do like White Paper because we can immediately get Academy as well. Potentially here. Whoa! Shield Bag. There it is. All right, we definitely want Shield Bag. I actually may take Shield Bag over the Grimoire damage. We'll hold. We'll see how this transpires here. So what I want to try to do then instead is see if I can get maybe the Academy Haste going here. And then see what else I could potentially pick up to move for Academy. Suppose I could do this, so that way I have Academy. Otherwise, I could try to move something else around as well. But I do like the universal damage boost here, so we'll continue on with this and see where we go. All right, more inventory, which means that this is now needing to move down a bit. So now we're going to go ahead and move this down because this has a restriction where it has to be in the bottom row. So always ensure when you do get more inventory slots, if you have a restriction like that, that you take a look. All right, here we go. Now, even though we can cast all of our bolts here, it does still have a haste. The haste is pretty low with the bolt spells, but if we can get that even higher through Academy and through some other items, we will be able to fluidly spawn our bolt spells. And I think that's exactly what Casper is looking for. I mean, how else are these ghost hunters going to be able to stop this ghost? Another luck shrine? Holy. Okay. Hold on a second. Ooh, Palace cards isn't bad. I do like Palace cards here. Great Blessing is also very good. Just because we can cast it as a buff. But remember, we can't use Grimoire, so unfortunately that's not going to be one to go off of. So I'll go ahead and pick up Palace cards here, just so we can get some extra damage. Oh, an Entrance as well, which I do really like. Yeah, Entrance is pretty good. We can do something like this instead now to get this up to 3, and then we can increase our... that only increases MP regen, so perhaps maybe some more haste here. But then we're going to lose out on the Academy. But I guess that doesn't matter since we do have Academy 6, and it won't give us to the next combo just yet. All right, here we are. All right, it is a 2 enchant. I do like putting it into Empty Hilt a lot. There we are. Even more Grimoire damage. All right. And just like that, Casper has cleared the Dark Woods. Oh my goodness, that was fast. Wait. Another magical presence. Ah, the Witch Doctor, Rataka. Well, let us see who prevails. The Witch Doctor or the Unfriendly Ghost? That's right. The Elementalist always wins. Wow. Okay, Glowing Hourglass is super good. Yeah, I mean, that's going to ensure that one of ours is going to be at pretty high tier. Wow, we're getting really lucky with these spells. I will say probably Ember will be the one that I want to spam the most currently. So essentially this increases Grimoire Haste of the Grimoire in the right slot by 60%, which, I mean, it was already 1, but now it's just going to increase it even further, which again allows us to ensure that we have a bolt spell continuously spamming, which is very good. All right, we could pick up this as well. Let's see. Could do something like this. I mean, white paper, right now we can go ahead and try to do something into Academy. So that way we can go ahead and get Academy 8, which I do like. Again, this isn't really going to have any type of effect, so I could do something like this. I could also try to move something else around here, so it's a little bit more beneficial for these items instead. So this will allow me to actually gain true damage here, +2, if I do it this way. We'll go ahead and do this. So now we have Academy at 8, a little bit of true damage added with that amplifier that we picked up. And of course, even more Grimoire Haste. All right, here we are. Clearing out the second area. Casper now heads down to a familiar area. The library. Once his second home. Interesting. All right, we still want Guardian here, so I actually wouldn't mind picking up Spiny Shell, but the Golden Needle is pretty much calling out to me at this point. Now, the issue is we don't have a really good point for our bolt at the moment, but we could change some stuff up to make it worthwhile. Let's see. Yeah, we're currently at Ember 2. Spiny Shell actually may be the way to go here. It's only 3 defense, but it does give us that Guardian. And again, remember, if we increase that, it's also going to give us some extra damage due to our shield bag here. Let's pick up Shiny Spell. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so we got Shell here. We're good. Let's move on. I do like Tablet here because we have plenty of dice rolls and we're in no need for Sapphire at the moment. All right, here we are. The library, once a thriving zone for all types of magic casters, including the most renowned and legendary. But where have they all gone? And why is it now abandoned? Filled with ghost hunters. Could all the mages have been killed? Well, that's Guardian, so now we can start building these up here. I do like this because this will give us a little bit more defense. So we can go ahead and switch that one up here. Oh my. Oh wait. A void. A crackle. In the rift of time. What could this be? I mean, that could give us Magitech. We don't really need Lake, although we do have a couple of Lake items. We could potentially get higher Lake, but at this point, it's not my main focus. I think we'll hold. But Casper notices a crack, and yes, perhaps this is the secret we need. Another glowing hourglass is insane, but I do like the mouse's mage pendant here. That's pretty good. I'm going to get the mouse's mage pendant. Because now all of our bolts are going to be homing. Yes. I think if I already didn't have at least one hourglass, I would have probably chosen it. And again, 2 hourglasses is great because we want as much haste so all of our bolt spells have an opportunity to cast. But again, the homing is very good, especially when we get into the later stages. All right. This one needs a couple more in order for it to go ahead and increase here as well. I could potentially move some other stuff around here to gain the benefit. So if I did pick this up, I could then move this here to gain the full effect. And now I have this to maybe get perhaps the spiny shell up a little bit. I mean, it increases our thorns damage, which we're hoping not to get hit too often. But because we are going a defensive style mage build, it's not too tedious here. All right, more inventory for our mage. The homing is so good. Oh my. Okay. Artifact. Could potentially get Academy 10 here before we leave the library, which would be so good for us. All right, here we go. And this is where we can start seeing how the build is so fluid and fun. So again, we have the defense, so we have those barriers and shields that are going to help out Casper. Let alone, we also have some fluidity as we spin, right? It allows us to back up. So we have that kind of glide that we can sense through it as well. And because now the bolts are homing, we don't have to worry about aiming, which is fantastic. Now, I could pick this up for Guardian, which again, I do like because that gives us +7 defense. So I'll go ahead and do that. And we'll swap it out here so we can get even more defensive buff. Because remember, the more defense for every 10 defensive stat equals more damage for our bolts. All right, this is Academy. It won't really affect anything except for getting Academy 10. So I'm actually going to pick it up just for that cause. So now we gain the full effects of the combo, which is plus 15% of Grimoire damage and 8 MP regeneration. Again, currently we don't need the MP, so we don't really have to worry about that. But the Grimoire damage is where it's all at. Ah, a Grimoire. But a possessed Grimoire. Ah, it looks like the spirits of the magical items within the library have also had their spirits taken. Rest, Grimoire. Oh my goodness. That was actually pretty fast. Okay. Wow, that was fast. I mean, more Grimoire haste is good. I don't mind that. But we do have a few rerolls that we can jump off of here. I do like Broken Mirror. That's just even more defense for us to gain off of. Here we go. All right. Casper has cleared his once renowned home, the library, and now seeks answers. But it doesn't look like any ghost hunters are here, but instead, the guardian of the library, possessed as well. This is what killed all the mages of the library. We must take it down. Oh my. Okay. The Guardian has been defeated. Could this have been the doing of the Ghost Hunters? Or maybe no, the Dark One. I mean, this is elemental. I don't plan on using Glass Jar. An elemental bomb wouldn't be so terrible. We do have a lot of rerolls, so we could reroll. Okay. Reroll was the gut choice. All right, so I'm actually going to... I think I'm going to actually do it towards the cold one here for this one to give it a little bit of a boost. And then I'm going to go ahead and swap Palace cards, because I don't think Palace card is doing too much for us at the moment. We could see what else we could potentially get. Honor isn't a bad one, but I love Harvest more. I could also pick up Surge so we can remove the restriction and maybe get this up to increase our damage for each of the artifacts that we have for our elementals as well. That may not be a bad choice, but I'm going to go with harvest here. So now we're going to increase our true damage here as well. Let's see what else we could potentially get. I mean, that's 6. Wow, that's a lot. We could do... I mean, if we find Brigantine, which is another great defensive academy type item, we could go ahead and do it there. But I'm kind of thinking we probably should utilize this for another slot instead. Yes. All right, so I'm thinking then if we're going to do this, let's go ahead and move this back. We'll go ahead and put Pearl Dust back here so we get the Grimoire. And let's see what we can utilize here instead. 2, 1. Potentially get 3 out of items, but I think we only truly need these ones here. So let's do this instead. There. Now we gain a little bit more of all of our elemental, and we get a little bit more defense as well. I think that's the better route to go here. I could also take off the spiny shell and gain more from our defense. So now we're sitting at 55 defense. I think that might be the better choice here. Okay. Casper now realizes that something is possessing some of these once grand areas. It must be the Dark One. But he has still yet to find any of the ghost souls. Let's see. I mean, Traveler's Blessing gives us more Grimoire damage. Holy. Yeah, that's pretty good. If we can get that in the slot as well. I wonder if that would be better than the actual elemental increase. I guess we could find out and see. All right, here we go. Casper. Now in the Wasteland area. So now we have Academy, so now we're just going to be focusing on Guardian. So let's start Artifact and see where we go from here. Again, there's still a couple other Academy items we can find. We did talk about Brigantine, which is a really good bond, where it has the 2 effects of the Academy and Guardian, which is very good. It's a very good rare item to pick up. Bicorn Pipe is also the other one that we want to try to find. Now remember, when you're in the Wasteland area, if you see these statues and they're glowing this red, that means a hidden path. So always keep an eye on those. And luckily for us, another level. Experience. Okay, this is pretty interesting because Blue Ring being Mystic, we do have Mystic 2 at the moment. We have been pretty healthy, I would say. So universal damage boost could be very good here. I do have the compression bandage in favorite just because of dash recovery speed, but I'm feeling I could reroll. Okay. Okay. Hold on a second. We have a few different options. Average damage of all elemental types, 200%. I don't know if this will work with our bond. Losing wings would be kind of sad, but I do think like this may be the one to try. Let us see. I've only ever used Tuning Fork once in a build, and I have to say it was long, long ago. Probably when it was first introduced in early access. Okay, so we do build on the Sonic Wave, if I'm not mistaken, right? Let me see, where is Tuning Fork? Sonic Wave stack, right? Consume all stacks with weapon attack. So we would have to weapon attack in order for it to proc. So essentially... So it wouldn't work with this style build, it looks like. Okay, well, that's good to know. It's good information. So we don't need tuning fork then. That's something that we can sell. It's not going to work here in this specific build. I could go oak tree for the burn, but well, they really want us to go tuning fork, huh? That's what I'm looking for. That is what I'm looking for, because now we gain an extra dash count, and that is huge in this build, especially once we get into the later stages. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness, 2 tuning forks. That's actually pretty hysterical. Okay. Wow, that 1 extra dash makes such a huge difference. My goodness. I can't wait to maximize this. Again, the beauty of this build is it's really smooth and fluid. Anyone from beginners to advanced players can play it, and it's just a lot of fun. I am going to go dice because I did use quite a few rerolls here. And let's see what we have here. All right, Casper senses... Oh, yes. Here we are. More Shadow Guards have arrived. So it was not the end with their lord, the Mind Eater route. Oh no. The Staff Demon, the Shadow Guard General, has been taken down by Casper. Okay. All right, we'll just convert because we're not seeing what we want. And we did come here for dice, so we want to ensure that we don't lose all our dice before we even grab more. Now remember, we're not high end on any of our attributes. But because of our Grimoire damage and the Bolt Barrage effect, it's just countless spam of these spells. All right, we'll convert here as well. All right, this is it. Ah, yes. A spirit is up ahead, but this is a different spirit. Okay. Asgard, the Phantom of the Wasteland. Here we go. Even the Phantom of the Wasteland has been turned by the Dark One. Completely unfazed by the Nightmare Realm. Here we go. Come on, Casper. To free your friend's spirits, we must defeat the Phantom. There it is. Look at him burn. Even more Grimoire haste. I do want more Guardian, though. Specifically, I'd like to get the Brigantine or white crust bread. I'll take. Upon taking damage, gain invincibility. Wow. Okay, we're getting a lot of good items, but boy, do we need some enchants and some enhancements, some tablets. I wonder how well this true damage is, though, for us. It is kind of sitting there. We could be utilizing this for something else, honestly, but we'll keep it as is for now and see what could potentially happen. Oh, another progress is very good. I actually don't mind having it maybe in this corner. And we can go ahead and get another dash count here. With that, we have one here, palace cards. I like the haste. So we'll go ahead and increase the haste here. Actually, that will get rid of... No, we still have Academy, so I could get Windsong potentially up to 4 if I wanted to. Well, I might just use this for Guardian instead. So that means we could get another item to a +1, which I'm thinking is maybe going to benefit palace cards more than anything. Because again, we don't need to increase Mouse Mage's Pendant because it only increases MP regen, which is not something we're really focused on at the moment. All right. Down to the rooted caves goes Casper. Is there anything that we could combine here? I mean, these are kind of free-flowing, so we don't necessarily need these here. If I moved rock over, let's just see, just curious. If I did something of this nature. Well, you would gain a 1 here. Could potentially combine these two as well. It would just matter if I have an enchant or not. So we need inventory, we need enchant, and then we could enhance, and I can potentially get where I want to go. Yeah, Spiny Shell is kind of okay, I feel. The Thorns are decent, but we're not getting hit as much for the Thorns to proc like in other builds, where they have a higher potential, right? We're going to try it. Okay, so we're going to combine this and create a monster tablet here. So now our true damage is going to increase. We do lose, again, some Grimoire damage here, but I feel like we could try to fix something to make that worth. Let's see. Another 3. That is the invincibility. I think I'd rather have this potential here, but now I need to make this work so we could potentially get Guardian off of it. So I think the best case would be to do something like this, and then we're ready. We can always swap this out, especially if we get enchant. Okay. All right, so we do have artifact, inventory, and then potentially tablet. We'll see where we end up here. I want to increase this Guardian. All right, here we go, Casper. This is it. The last area of the Shadow Guards. No Ghost Hunters here in sight. Does this mean we're getting close to the Dark One's realm? And that much closer to saving Casper's friends and family? I mean, that is Guardian and Windsong, but we're not going to utilize it. So I wonder if that's a little too much. I mean, it does give us what we need. We can hold on to it for potential. I'm not going to utilize the the spears, though. Flame Bug. I think it's a little late for the Flame Bug. That is a fantastic item, though. I mean, if we were to look at Burn, it's about at the mid stack here. So it's not terrible, per se. We would need something to increase it and gain max. All right, we'll just hold. All right, there is a potion up here, so what we'll do is we'll drink one and go ahead and acquire the other. All right, here we go. All right, inventory, because we definitely need some extra slots here to go ahead and put if we want to try to potentially get to Guardian 10 as well. All right, here we go. Still potential to find bicorn pipe as well. Oh my. Wow, this is a really good pickup. Yeah, man, we can even combine it here. We definitely don't need it in this slot, though. I can swap these just so I still get Guardian, but then get the extra defense. I guess this one's okay to leave here. I think I'd rather do something like this, though. Yes. Okay. All right, Casper, here we go. All right, now we have extra slots here, so we do have potential to move some items around or hopefully find some other things as we progress through the levels. And I'm just going to go straight with experience just to see what I can get. Hopefully a Guardian here so we can increase that combo. Zap Bug. Also, wow, this elemental is so good. The only issue is this has to be in the top row. I mean, we could potentially gain haste and keep Windsong below. Let's try this. Wow. Okay. All right. Casper does sense. Yes. More shadow guards. Oh, the after images. These are the secret hunters of the shadow guard. It looks like they have been summoned by the Dark One to take down Casper. The Dark One seems to be fearful of this ghost. Definitely messed with the wrong ghost. Okay, this lion. There we are. Wow, that was strong. Oh, wow. Another. Okay, we can make this work. We can make this work. Okay, so now all of our bolts have extra Grimoire haste. We could potentially increase it even more, so getting enhanced would be super good for us. We don't need the star fragment, so I'm going to put that towards the bottom. Yeah, it's not a thing that we need. We already have at 10, and it's not doing anything for us because we don't have to worry about MP cost. All right, here we are, Casper. This is it. To face the Dark One, we must first get through its guardian, Kraz. The legendary dragon has now been corrupted by the dark forces. The legendary Dragon Kraz taken down by a mere ghost. Wow, Feet of the Ice Skull is really good. That does give us Glacier, which is a pretty big effect in a build like this. So I'm pretty happy about that. Binary? Binary could be very good. I'll pick that up. We could combine it here with a couple items that I can see. All right. Now with his powerful spellbook and ancient staff in hand, Casper dispels the seal to the Dark One's lair. Here we go. The Dark One. Let's do this. You are Casper. This is the one that is feeding off the souls of your friends and family. It must be stopped at all costs. There it is. It's over. Wait. The Dark One has yet another phase, but it whispers something to Casper. Oh no. The Dark One knows who Casper truly is. His identity revealed. But at the last second, Casper casts a spell of tremendous power. Now in a weakened state, he must now take down the Dark One in its own templed lair. The Sanctuary of the Dark Entity. Ooh, okay. All right, so I'm thinking binary in this would be good. We could also do the other slot as well. Kind of like this one. We would have to move a couple things, but we do have a lot of one slot areas, so wouldn't be the end of the world. If I did binary here, it would then do 2 slots. I mean, I could just move these out of the way. Okay, let's look at this here for a sec beforehand. May want to move some stuff around before. Yeah, so now that these will become 3s if I place it here. Same thing with the other slot as well, but those are currently our best options to move forward with. I mean, I could always rotate this out to gain an extra buff. Ugh, this heavy heart is quite a nuisance. We still want to try to get Guardian as well. Could also try to get Golden Needle to get one of our items up. Wow, Oink Shaman's Necklace could also be very good if we had high enough stat in our elemental powers. All right, I think on this one, we'll actually go a little more on the defensive side. And then we could probably just move around some other items here. I'm just trying to think what would be the most beneficial. I definitely need this at a 2 slot. The elemental here wouldn't be so bad to have there. Let's move forward with this and see what we could potentially do. All right. I do like enchant and enchant. That actually helps us quite a bit. All right. Let's do this and see what we can get. All right. Here we go, Casper. This is it. The Temple of the Dark One. Take down the remaining ghost hunters and shadow guards. Wow, they did a lot of damage. Disconnection is actually very interesting here. I think I'm going to re-roll, though, to see if I can potentially get Guardian. Ooh, Echo the Glacier is really good. In doing this, though, we may not have an opportunity to get that, but Echo the Glacier is very good. Because we inflict frostbite on nearby enemies, and it increases our defense as well, which, again, does bode well for this, so we may just pick that up. All right, this is Guardian. We do lose evasion, but I think I may pick this up and then potentially see what else we can grab here. All right, here we go. Enchant. I mean, more defense, which is great. We also want potential for Grimoire damage. I do like putting 1 in here so we can utilize this 3 slot for something else. So if I put 1 point in Travelers and then the other in Hand Mirror, I can essentially move Travelers to, let's say, Palace cards, and then get the Glacier at the max here. So another 10, which we're at 83. Pretty good. All right, here we go. This is it, Casper. The final wave. Potions, apple juice, and restore. I mean, apple juice isn't bad. We can actually drink that now. But it's not going to let us. Ember Glacier. Burn changes to blue burn. I mean, it does get our glacier up. So that might not be a bad item to pick up. I just have no space for it. Yeah, unfortunately, I have no space. We needed at least one other inventory to go off of. We could see what we could potentially move around here, but let's see. I mean, we definitely, I would say Spiny Shell is perhaps the weakest, but because that is allowing us to get to Guardian 8 right now, and we have white paper as well on it. I mean, we're not utilizing Fire Arrow. So I could... Oh, no. I could take out Fire Arrow now. We don't need it. And this will essentially give us both. There we go. That's the way to do it. Okay. I mean, I could put full focus and hopefully burn can accelerate here. I could also emphasize on the Frozen Touch, which increases cold damage for us. I could also go all in and gain +2 true damage here with our impact multiplier. We're going to give Burn a try. All right, here we go. All right, this is it. The last stop. Might as well stock up. All right, Casper. To save your friends and family, you must face the Dark One. And they have now revealed who Casper is. Here we go. Here we go. Again, casting his legendary spell, but now weary once more. This is it. Now, use your ancient spellbook to bind the Dark One. Here it is. He could sense them. The spirits, his friends, his family, they're all here. But wait. Casper's not strong enough. Not just yet. Here we go. The Dark One Clippeth versus... He whispers it. The nightmarish fiend calls out to Casper. The renowned wizard, Merlin. is it, Casper. Do not let the demon get the best of you. Halfway there. Come on, Casper. We know you're drained. Come on. We're almost there. This is it. The final seal. This is it, Merlin. Use your hidden powers once more and seal away this dark entity. Free your friends and go back to being the once humble, friendly ghost you once were. Merlin has done it. The Dark One has been destroyed, and the ghosts now reside back peacefully with their spirits intact. Holy my, oh, what a fun build. And with bare minimum bolt spells, by the way. I mean, it's a really fun build. Casper, known as Merlin. Does that mean we're going to get a Merlin backstory soon? Perhaps. Perhaps. Well, another hard mode build on the way, and very fun to play. Again, not the most insane high damage, and you kind of have to take it how it is. You gotta have fun when you're playing Sephiria in any game that's in relation to roguelike, right? So here we are, Casper, the unfriendly ghost. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. It does help me out, and I greatly appreciate it. Also, please feel free to post in the comments. I do reply to all of my comments, so let me know what you think of the game, the gameplay, the build, and the lore. And of course, if you'd like to follow this and all of my content, please subscribe. We are building a great community here. Love to see you join, especially if you're enjoying the content. And a big shout out to all my current subscribers that constantly comment, like, and share my videos. Thank you all so much. I greatly appreciate you. Until next time, everyone, take care.